What's up guys, and welcome back to Slice. Now today I'm very excited because we are making the king of cakes, the Blackforest Gateau. And to make this you'll need 300 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 175 grams of unsalted butter plus extra greasing, 375 grams of caster sugar, 200 grams of buttermilk or yogurt, 25 grams of cocoa powder, and you're also going to need 200 grams of dark chocolate and 2 medium eggs. For the decoration and filling, you'll need 500 milliliters of double cream, 200 grams of dark chocolate, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3 tablespoons of icing sugar. And you'll also need some cherries in syrup and a tin of cherry filling or cherry jam. Okay, so we're going to start by greasing our cake tin and preheating an oven to gas mark 4. After that, over some simmering water, you want to melt your butter and chocolate until it's all completely incorporated together. Then in a mixing bowl, you're going to sift in your flour, bicarbonate of soda, cocoa powder, add in your sugar, and you're also going to add a pinch of salt and a pinch of coffee. This will help bring out all the chocolatey flavour. And after your assistant has told you off for making a mess,
you might want to wipe down the side of the thing, it's a bit dusty.
Where?
The front.
You're then going to mix all the dry ingredients until it's nicely incorporated. Next, in a separate bowl, you're going to beat together your buttermilk and your 2 eggs until they're nicely incorporated. And once you've done that, you can start mixing all your wet ingredients with your dry ingredients. Now what I've done is wrong. I've added the wet ingredients together. You should add them one by one, mixing together, because the chocolate is hot and it could potentially scramble the eggs. I got lucky here, but yeah, don't do this when you try it. Mix in your buttermilk and eggs first, and then add your chocolate in afterwards. And once it's all mixed together, you're going to add 100 milliliters of boiling water and mix it into a smooth batter. And after all your hard work, you can finally admire that pour. Okay, so once you've had your 5 seconds of happiness, you can bake this for about 25 minutes until it's nicely cooked in the middle. And then we're going to move on to our filling by adding almost all of our double cream, leaving about 100 milliliters out. Add most of it to the bowl and add the rest into a saucepan and keep that to one side for now. Now with the double cream that you have in the bowl, you're going to add some vanilla extract to it, and you're also going to add in your icing sugar. And now comes the hard bit. You're going to be beating and beating and beating until finally, out of nowhere, your double cream starts to get thick. And the important bit is you don't want to over whip your double cream. You don't want it to become really thick and unpleasant. You want it to be really light and just about hold its peak. And so once you get to that stage, you want to convert it into a piping bag. And once you've done that, you can tie it up and leave it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Okay, so now that you've got your cream in the pan, you're going to heat it until it's scalding, and then add the rest of your chocolate into that. Mix it together until it's completely melted, and once there's no lumps left, you can transfer it into a piping bag and leave it somewhere at room temperature until it starts to set a little bit. Now once your cake is done, you want to flip it upside down. It's important to have the flat side facing upwards so that you get a nice even surface to decorate on. And as you can see, I've poked a few holes in there, which we're going to use to pour our cherry juice onto. And as you can see, I'm pouring the juice on and the cake starts to absorb it because it's still warm. Now the most important thing here is that you make sure that your cake cools down completely. The worst thing that people can do, which I've done many times, is try and decorate a cake while it's still warm. Everything will melt, the cake will crumble apart when you try and use it. It's really important to be patient here and leave it for about half an hour at least until it's at room temperature, or preferably really cold. And once you've got to that point, you can cut your cake in half very carefully with a serrated bread knife, and you should have 2 equal halves. Now as you can see, I've got some baking paper on the side, and I'm going to put the top half onto the baking paper. This will make it a lot easier when I'm trying to transfer it back onto the cake. Okay, so once we've done that, I'm going to pipe a nice layer of cream just over the bottom layer of the cake, and fill the center with my fruit filling, or you can use jam if you have any. And then I'm going to pop the top layer on top. And this is the bit where you can get creative. I mean, I'm just piping random little swirls of cream on top, but you can do whatever you want really. And then once I've done that, I'm going to start putting ganache. And as you can see, I started doing swirls, but as I had a lot of ganache left over, I just sort of changed it up a bit and decided to let it run down the side. And I mean, that's the great thing about baking. You can literally do whatever you want with it. And then I'm going to place the cherries that I took from the tin just in the center, making a nice tidy pile. And then I had some icing sugar left over, so I just dusted loads of icing sugar on top. And another cool trick that you can try is by using a vegetable peeler and peeling nice little curls of chocolate from any chocolate bar. And I actually had a lot of chocolate left over, so I just started chopping up a few pieces and stuck a few shards to give it a nice amount of height. And that really finishes off our cake. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and follow me on my socials at sliced_YT.